The Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG is one of the most expensive card games to play, but with websites like Nikijo Collectibles, Cherry Collectibles, and Australian Yu-Gi-Oh! Auctions, most of the cards you need are only one mouse click away. But what would happen if these sites just disappeared and we were left to source our cards only from sealed product? Rather than relying on these sites, we'd be relying on nothing more than the luck to pull the cards we need to complete our already bullshit expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks. Over the coming weeks and months, starting with nothing more than 3 structure decks and a budget of $60 a week, I am going to build a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck with the goal of reaching the Oceanic World Championship qualifying event. Stick around to see me waste hundreds of dollars, open a ton of sealed product, and hopefully kick a few butts along the way. This is Sealed Only Yu-Gi-Oh! The Shaddoll Showdown. Don't forget that the more likes the video gets, the more luck I've got when I open up these packs. So we should be hitting 20, 30, 40 likes to make sure that everything we need is in these cards right here. Let's put some things aside, clear off some mess, and let's open up today's packs to see what we can do to our deck. It was pretty epic. This was the first set where there was a holo in every single pack. The special editions aren't in individual packs, it's in one pack, and there is also 2 out of the 4 super rare cards, just like in every special edition. So this was the year that Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon was one of the promo cards. Let's crack into the first Breaker of Shadows. So we get Forge of the True Dracos. Alright, so in Breaker of Shadows we are chasing the common. The name, the little Buster Dragon Destruction Sword. That is what we're looking for. It is a common. Fingers crossed it is in here. So we have our 2 super rares. We have a Twilight Ninja, Blackwing, Super Heavy Samurai, Wizard Buster Destruction Sword. That's not the one, but that is the best artwork. Solo the Melodious Songstress, Dino Mist Brachion, Super Heavy Samurai General Coral, Super Heavy Samurai Prep to Defense, Twilight Ninja Shingetsu. Now we're coming into our holos. We have Odd Eyes Advent, the ritual spell that never saw a day's play, Steel Cavalry Dinion, Gadala the Mystery Dust Kaiju, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber could be an interesting card, Pendulum Storm, Buster Blader the Destruction Swordmaster, and onto the rest of the commons. Shiranui Samurai Saga, Mistaken Accusation, Despot 007, Karma of the Destruction Swordsman, Shiranui Swallow Slash, Dragon's Bind, Dynamist Rush, Forbidden Apocrypha, Deskbot 107, Deskbot 008, Destructin Swordsman Fusion, and Dino Mist Charge. Unfortunately, no Dragon Buster Destruction in here. We still have 1 special edition left to go. Will it be in there? Let's hold that and open up a couple of packs of Clash of Rebellions. In this set we are chasing the clowns. We want a couple of copies of Damaged Juggler, a couple of copies of Hat Tricker, and we already have Trick Clown. Let's have a look. So Performage Stilts Launcher, Ignition Phoenix, Return of the Red Eyes, Opera the Melodious Diva, Super Heavy Samurai Blowtorch, Ferret Flames, Deskbot 005, DDD Marksman King Tell, Ignite Paladin. Remembering that Clash of Rebellions was one of the final sets that did not guarantee you a holo, so we pulled the DDD Marksman King Tell as our rare card. Put the commons to the front. That's all we're looking for. Common cards. Return of the Red Eyes, Raptor's Gust, Performapal Silverclaw, Balance of Judgment, Despot 005, Super Heavy Samurai Blowtorch, and if you can see what's behind this rare card, we have an ultimate rare, Ignista Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. I remember when this card was one of the biggest cards in the format. What a good card, and that is a beautiful artwork. It is first edition as well. Oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. But still no clowns. It's got me a little bit worried. We might open up a pack of Cybernetic Horizon. Can we have a secret rare Boral Sword? Let's hope so. We'll do the shuffle to the front, 3 to the front. We have a Terrifying Toddler of Torment, Noble Arms Clarent, Solitary Sword of Poison, Contact Gate, Goki Moonsault, Crusadia Draco, Ruin Supreme Queen of Oblivion, and a Crusadia Maximus. Unfortunately, no Boral Sword in that. Let's just add that to our pile of comments. Let's get cracking into let's open the last pack of Cybernetic Horizon. We have a Metaphysics Decoy Dragon, a Crusadia Regulex, Link Devotee, Restoration Point Guard, Contact Gate, Shield Handler. Our rare is an Incantation Candle. Let's have a reveal. It is not a Link monster, which means it's not a Boral Sword, but it is a Noble Knight, a Pelennor. And we have a Leonis at the end. Alright, we struck out with our Cybernetic Horizon packs, but we still have Clash of Rebellion and Breaker of Shadow to go. Let's open up our second special edition of Breaker of Shadow to see if we can pull that Buster Blader card that we've been looking for. So we have the same 2 super rares. We have a Super Heavy Samurai Magnet. This is looking very, very ominous. Lots of Dino Mist. Lots of Super Heavy Samurais. Oh, the rare cards are killing me. We have a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, that's a good card. Oh, we have a Twin Twister upgrade, that's going to work quite well, excellent. Pendulum Storm and a Neptibus. Ugh, probably the ultra rare in the set that you didn't want to pull back then. Let's keep going though, can we pull it? Where is it? I can't believe we can't pull a common card. And we missed out. Okay, this card is harder to find than I thought it would be. That means for this week there will be no Union Carrier upgrade, unfortunately, but we still have a chance of landing those clowns. We have 2 packs of Clash of Rebellion to go. Fingers crossed. You better be smashing that like button to give me all of the luck. Let's put the cards to the front. We have Aramage Garden, Raid Raptor Return, Ignite Margrave, Performer Pale Camelump, Raid Raptor Singing Lanius, Aroma Jar, Performage Flame Eater, Cosmo Slip Rider, Performer Pale Silver Claw. Okay, no clowns in there either. We are onto our last pack and it looks like we are making 0 changes to the deck this week so far. Not a great look. Raid Raptor Return is the first card in our last pack. Keeper of the Shrine, Ferret Flames, Raid Raptor Fuzzy Lanius. There's 1 damage juggler. That's what we needed to see. We need 1 more, but it won't be coming out of this pack. Excellent. And we have an Ignite Templar. Okay, first edition ultra rare. That is a pretty good card when Ignites were a thing. So yeah, we pulled an ultra and an ultimate rare out of these Clash Rebellion packs. I'm pretty happy with that actually. So it looks like the main change to the deck that I'm going to be able to make is I'm going to be able to add a copy of Performage Damage Juggler. That's going to be quite good. We remember that we also pulled the super rare copy of Twin Twister, and if I need to, I could probably also try running the Fiendish Rhino Warrior in the deck, but for now I don't think I will. I think we have enough of a graveyard filling engine in the deck as it is, so there's no real need to add any more monsters. The Damage Juggler will be great for the deck. It means we will see those clowns. Unfortunately, no hat trickers in this episode, and only one of the Damage Jugglers, which is fine by me. And of course, we have the Twin Twister for our rarity bump in our side deck. Well, that's it for this week. Quite happy with the opening at the end, and we pulled this gorgeous ultra rare to go with it. How good does that look? After the opening, don't forget, I will be giving you a look through the binder to show you what the collection's looking like so far, so don't forget to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'm going to go and put a deck together. Let's see what we can come up with this week. I'll see you on the other side.
2 hours later.
Alright, we're back. I had a good look through some of those pulls that we got this week. It wasn't the greatest pulls of all time, but we do have a few changes that we are now able to make to the deck. I'll take you through the side deck first, and we'll work our way back up to the main deck, and hopefully we'll be able to do some damage in the duels this week. We'll start with the side deck. Like I said, as you remember from the opening, we did actually pull a super rare copy of Twin Twister, so that is just a logical upgrade. So let's slot that here in our side deck pile. We are taking out the 3 copies of Fairy Tale Sleeper. I didn't need to side those in at all. Wasn't really too interested in doing anything with them, so I took them out, and instead I've sided in 2 copies of Forbidden Apocrypha that we pulled out of the Breaker of Shadows Super Special Editions, and a copy of Gardala, the Mystery Dust Kaiju, also out of the Breaker of Shadow opening. So 3 changes to the side deck this week. Extra deck has changed a little bit as well. You'll be able to find out why some of these decisions were made, but we've taken out a copy of Shaddoll Wendigo, and we are putting back in a copy of Shaddoll Cologne. Wendigo, I've made it once, basically off of a misplay, and it does shit all for the deck anyway, so there's no real point having it there besides the fact of being a win target. I do know there is synergy there with Gardala and Wendigo and super polymerization, but I don't think I like the card enough to want to take up a spot in my already small extra deck for Wendigo. So App Cologne has made the cut for this week. I've also taken out the copy of Omega. You'll see in the one of the main reasons when we go to the main deck, but I just wasn't making this at all. I'd rather keep my monsters on the field. This is pretty much the only level 6 once we've also taken out Wendigo as well, so really we don't have the opportunity to make it, and if I wanted to go into anything, I'd go into another Link monster or a rank 4. With that being said, with Cyframe Lord Omega's departure from the deck, I am going to have a crack at running the Union Carrier engine. I know we didn't get the busted Sword of Destruction that will lock my opponent out from the extra deck, but I am going to try one of the other buster cards to see how we go there. So we are going to try Union Carrier this week. Now the main changes to the main deck, we're taking out BLS. I know a couple of weeks ago BLS really saved my ass in a couple of duels. Is a really good card, but sometimes I just see it when I don't need it in my hand. So we're going to give it a rest this week, and we are putting in the copy of Damage Juggler. This card's a no-brainer. You all know what it does. It's a good hand trap to stop getting battle damage done, and it also searches out a trick clown or a hat tricker from the graveyard or from the deck when it banishes itself from the graveyard. So it is a really good card, and we'd be stupid not to put it in the deck. The next omission from the deck this week is Shaddoll Falco, basically meaning it's not possible to make Omega anymore, which is why we've cut it. This guy was our only tuner, so no more need for synchros into the extra deck. And for this, we are putting in a Wizard Buster Destruction Sword. Now, if you can read the effect of this guy, I'll read it off real quickly. So you can target one Buster Blader card you control. That's not what we need to see. It's while this card is equipped to a monster, monsters in your opponent's graveyard cannot activate their effects. So, whenever this card is attached to one of my monsters, the opponent can't use their graveyard. We know how graveyard centric the decks are in the meta at the moment, so I think this could come in handy. What we're going to try and do is bring our Union Carrier, use Union Carrier's effect to then attach this to hopefully something like a Shaddoll Wendi or an Apcline or even a Construct. So we're going to hopefully be able to limit what the opponent can do in their turn. Really happy with this card. Looking forward to giving it a go to see how it runs. But they are the changes for this week. We are going to play 3 or 4 rounds depending on how long they are. So with these changes, I will put the deck list in the description in the video down below. Don't forget to mention in the comments the changes you think I need to make so I can buy the product that you think I need to open up to get to those cards. I'll see you on the other side for the weekly recap.
Welcome back. This is week 5. Let's check out last week's results. We have played 13 matches, 7 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, with an overall win percentage of 54%. Here's round 1. Let's get into some duels. First round in week 5 saw me come up against a dinosaur deck playing the new shiny crocodile card. I was actually lucky enough to pull one of those cards out of a pack during the week. But that card is pretty epic if you are playing dinosaurs. So let's check out this turn to see how it goes. So the miscellaneous Sauravis gets banished. Really affected the way that I use super polymerization. Me being a dickhead, not realizing that I couldn't target dinosaur monsters as the target for super polymerization. We still do alright though. We recur a few resources here. He actually sends my construct to the graveyard with a Doggeron, letting me get my Shaddoll Fusion back, knowing that he will go into the extra deck. Does actually give me hopefully some hope in the following turn. But he has got some weird cards in this deck, and I am just sitting back wondering what the hell. Chambara, a good card, finally attacks with the new Mecha Phantom Beast card for the win. That's game 1 done. He is 1 game up and I need to come back. So we get into game 2. I finally see the damage juggler in my hand. Really good addition to the deck. I knew that I would be able to use it. I get a construct on the field straight away. Look to use deck lockdown to hopefully stop any searching that he might do. He goes into a Link Karibo to try and protect himself a little bit here. I use a Shaddoll Fusion, go into a window to stop any special summoning, bring up the deck lockdown for the Zephyros, and we get game 2 pretty easy. It is 1-1. What is game 3 gonna look like, guys? And here we go. He goes first, sets 1 and sets 2 back row. I have a Shaddoll Fusion in hand. I go straight into a construct. For some reason he called by the grave the Sauravis. I'm not sure why, but that's what he chose to do. He also called by the grave a Wendi, which really sucked. That extra monster on board would have been pretty good. I use Super Poly following turn. I get rid of his Pancratop so he cannot destroy my construct, going into a Shekanaga as well. I have an egg on the field. He has nothing but a Mecha Phantom Beast O-line. We enter battle phase. He gets some tokens. Lost World goes off. It doesn't matter. I go into a second construct to destroy the Doggeron with its battle effect. We're going to do that. After we get a few more resources, we destroy the Lost World, attack the Doggeron, and we are going to recur some more resources here. Short-lived, and we go for the win. It is 1-0, taking our streak from last week to 3. Second round was against the new Eldritch deck. Wasn't too sure how to play this. I do know the Invoke engine is pretty busted, so I did have my work cut out for me here. He gets the Golden Lord onto the field, sets a couple of back row, and it is my turn. Seeing that Pot of Avarice in my hand so early in the game is absolutely bullshit, I am going to take that card out of the deck because it is nothing but a brick early on in the game. I'm going to have to rely on my Shaddoll Beast to actually recur that draw power with the Allure of Darkness as well. I think that's going to be good enough. So he's got a Macabre on the field, a Golden Lord, and a second Macabre. He battles and he absolutely obliterates me in game 1. I don't have too much of an idea what he did, but I know I need to try and keep his fusion monsters off the field. I sided into the Forbidden Apocrypha, knowing that he's going to go into fusion monsters, so I could really try and clear those fusion monsters off the board to actually give me a chance of winning a game. I go into Shaddoll Fusion, he negates it, sending one of his Eldritch spells to the graveyard. He uses that effect to get another Eldritch spell, getting the Golden Lord. I use Sauravis effect so he can't attack or destroy my set monster on the field, but he's putting so many resources on board for what seemed to cost him nothing. Really makes it tough for me to do anything. I kaiju'd his Macabre. He uses Ash. I try to get a special summon with Wendi, but no good. He uses the Eldritch counter trap to stop that play. I have nothing on board, nothing in hand. He activates Magician's Souls and I am at his mercy right now. I am getting the ass kicking of a lifetime and I'm actually pretty excited about it. I've been watching this deck play a little bit online and it could be something that I look to play later on when I decide to hand over the reins of the Shaddoll sealed only. So we lost game 2. I need to look further into how to stop that Eldritch deck because it is taking up so much space in the current meta. Let's have a look at what round 3 had in store. We are 1 win, 1 loss for the round. Here we go. So starting off with an Shaddoll Fusion, as you can see the opponent is playing a Hero Nemesis variant. This was actually a really fun game. If you have a look at what we were able to do here, I got an App Cologne on the field, went in 2 spellcasters, went into a Union Carry, and I attached the Wizard Buster to the App Cologne. Went into a Shaddoll Construct for a little bit of power there as well, set up the graveyard. He scoops game 1, and it was really good to be able to see the Damage Juggler pull off and also get the Union Carrier on the field so I could go into the Buster card that we've been looking at doing. So we're going into game 2 with a 1-0 lead over this Nemesis hero deck. What can we do this time? Alright, so we go straight into a Twin Twister, destroying what looked to be 2 anti-spell fragrances. Really didn't matter too much because yes, we use our fusion spells, but it doesn't really matter if we have to set them. Going into the Ahashima here and into a Daigusto Emerald, which is really the only rank 4 I can play at the moment. At that stage in the game, I didn't have enough monsters in the graveyard to actually put the resources back in my deck and net the draw. So it wasn't a good option, but it is the only rank 4 I have in the deck, which means it's the only one I was able to special summon off of Ahashima's effect. So he's gone into an absolute 0 and he's cleared my board, which has left me nothing but a set spell or trap card there. It looks like he has been using 1 or 2 copies of Mali for 8 or 9 times this turn. It is absolutely ridiculous how the Nemesis archetype actually works with the Destiny Hero Malicious Engine. It is pretty good, and I was really keen to have a chat to the guy I played afterwards and just how good the deck was. So he finally destroys the set Shaddoll Fusion. There's not much we can do. He will enter battle phase. He destroys my monster and he attacks for game. We are 1 game all in the final round. Let's have a look at what game 3 looks like. Can we get that win to get our win percentage up even higher? So we start off with an Allure of Darkness. We banish a dark monster, set 2 cards, and it is not looking great. He mask changes into a Dark Law, and I am absolutely crapping in my pants because I have no way really to get Dark Law off the field, I need to find a Shaddoll Squamata or a Shaddoll Dragon so I can set that and try and pull off their flip effect. Otherwise, I've really got no other way to get them on board. There goes my back row with that Masked Hero Acid as a cross sheet on the field. I go into a Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. I get a draw, I put a card back, and I now have a Squamata in my hand. Will I get another chance to try and set the Squamata, or is he just going to end it now? He took it. We went down that game, so he gets the 2-1 victory. This week we finished with a 1-2 record. Total update is 16 games, 8 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw with a 50% win ratio. Tune in for the recap, guys.
Okay, that's the end of another episode, so it's time for the weekly recap. But before we get into talking about how the duels went, I did realise I forgot to speak about how much of the budget we spent in this week's episode. If you remember back at the start of the video, I opened up 2 Breaker of Shadow special editions. They set me back $16 a piece, making $32 the net amount so far. I opened up 4 packets of Clash of Rebellions. They were $4 a piece, adding another $16, making it a $48 budget. I opened up 2 packets of Cybernetic Horizons, both worth $5 a piece, making it a $58 budget. We are $2 under, and that $2 once again will carry over into another episode. We're going to have quite a few carryover dollars in the coming weeks, and hopefully by episode 10 we'll be able to pick up something nice and big for a really good opening for our sealed only deck. But that's enough of the budget. Let's talk about how this week's duels went. So let's recap this week's episode. We played 3 duels and all of the matches were pretty quick, which I don't know whether that says bad things about my deck or good things about the other decks people are playing. I think the most fun I had this week was probably against the Nemesis deck, checking out how that worked and how many times he was able to use Destiny Hero Malicious in one turn was pretty impressive to see. But let's talk about the changes I made to the deck and whether or not they worked. I enjoyed playing the Damage Juggler. I think that if we had another one, we'd probably be better off, but playing the one, it did save our butts in a couple of turns, and being able to search out that Trick Clown is pretty good. I can't deny that. If we could search out a Hat Tricker, that would probably be better, because then we can get another body on the field to get us into that Union Carrier engine a little bit quicker. Speaking of the Union Carrier engine, we pulled the combo off once. It did work against the hero player. It would be great if it was more consistent. I'm pretty sure that when we get a few extra cards in the deck, we will be able to make it a lot more consistent, but ultimately it's not going to stay in the deck forever anyway. As soon as we sort of come up with that Verte Anaconda out of those dual overload boxes, we're probably going to have to find some space, and it might be cutting the Union Carrier part of the deck anyway. Turning off the graveyard with the Wizard was pretty decent. I do think cutting off an extra deck probably would work a lot better, but it might actually give us some room for maybe some side decking later on down the track. The Kaiju that we put into the side deck, we used it once or twice. Another couple of Kaijus might be fine as well, moving down the week's episodes. We did pull a Kaiju Slumber, so it would be good to get our hands on another couple of Kaiju so we can actually run that engine in the side deck. Maybe 3 Kaijus and 1 copy of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber would probably suffice there. There's not really much else to talk about. We didn't make a lot of changes to the deck, but we are realizing that we're seeing so many monsters in our hands that again we're still clogging up a little bit. We probably need to find ways that we can empty our hands a little bit faster and still be able to put a lot of monsters on the board. I have actually considered putting one of the light Shadolls, the Cad Shaddoll Kais, back into the deck, because it will summon a Shaddoll monster from our hand to the field. So that might be an option as well. It was great to see the Ahashima play come off again. It was a shame I couldn't get off Emerald's effect. I do need to look at some better rank 4 options, maybe a copy of Abyss Dweller, in the future would be better to again aid in turning off that graveyard. There are so many graveyard-centric decks, including my own, that I think that that's probably going to be something we need to really consider in the future. Don't forget to leave any comments about the episode down in the comments section. Keep it nice and play fair. I just want to say thank you if you have stuck around for this long. Feel free to like the video. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, and of course go and check out some of my other sealed only episodes if this is your first time tuning in. Go back and watch it from the start. You'll see the deck evolve and you'll be able to watch next week's episodes fully caught up. Thank you for tuning in. I'm James from Duels Down Under, and I will talk to you next time.